Hey there, all you gutsy entrepreneurs. 'Tis I, Dave Murray, the big guy at Mayniax Branding. And for today's Mayniax Monday video, I want to talk to you about, you know, creating some goals for 2018 and actually achieving them. I know it's crazy, right? So here we go. We're a strategy firm. Mayniax Branding. Branding is largely about strategy. So we're constantly thinking strategically. But in order to put together the right strategies, we need to have good goals. So let's start with the personal goal that a lot of people end up having every New Year's. I gotta lose some weight. Now, let's even make it a little more specific. Let's just say I gotta lose 20 pounds this year. That way you've got a real number, we can play. So you would take that goal of losing 20 pounds and you would divide that up into some strategies. I can think of two strategies right now. One is eat better, and the second is you gotta exercise. Now, one thing I'm lucky enough to know, because I kind of study this whole health thing, it's sort of a hobby, I guess, for yours truly. I'm lucky enough to understand that it's a whole lot more about nutrition than it is about exercise. You should still exercise, don't get me wrong. There's way too many awesome benefits of exercise to ignore it. But if your goal is weight loss, eating better is the prime thing you got to do. So, okay, your objectives then might be this month, I'm going to try and replace one thing bad that I have at every meal with one thing good. Or maybe let's even make it simpler. I'm going to replace one thing bad I have at dinner with one thing good that I can have at dinner. So there's an objective underneath your nutrition and eat better strategy. So your tactic might be, okay, I usually eat fries with my burger. We're going to sub out carrot sticks for the fries. Or I usually have a pop with my slice of pizza. Try subbing out water for that pop. And by the way, I haven't eaten as much pizza this year because I've been trying to eat really well. I so miss my Pizza Hut. Damn, now I might have to get pizza later today. Anyway, so that could be those are some really simple tactics to help meet that objective of replacing one bad thing that you eat at dinner with one good thing. And that sort of thing will help you eventually lose some pounds. And as you move along, you'll be able to say, okay, I'm doing this okay. Maybe now I can replace something bad I have at lunch with something good. And things will start to happen. Your nutrition will start to get a little better, and you'll start to lose some pounds. And if you pair it with some cardio and some resistance training, oh man, it's going to be pretty sweet. So there's kind of an example of the goal of losing 20 pounds, the objective of, deciding that you're going to replace something bad for you that you have at dinner with something good, and the tactics of how to do that. That's kind of the whole goal, strategy, objectives, tactics. That's sort of how we work. And that's the way that you can use, or something you can do as well, kind of reverse engineer the process to help make things work for you. So now, let's get away from health, which really is something that it's more of a hobby and not necessarily something I'm an expert at. In fact, please don't ask me any health questions. Let's now go to a business goal. Let's say your goal is to add 500 subscribers to your newsletter. Now, the obvious things, strategically, I would say you want to have your digital work so that you can add people to it digitally, but you also want your IRL, you want your in real life work so you can get people subscribing to your newsletter that way as well. One thing that we're discovering is that so many people are all over the internet and social media and blogs and all this stuff that they're kind of getting lost in the shuffle. I mean, a lot of our messaging isn't as popular as it used to be because so many people keep adding on to more and more, and it just kind of keeps getting lost. So an in real life strategy is something that you really got to do. So let's now say, all right, our strategies or our goal is to add 500 people. Our strategies are in real life things and our website, like our digital presence. So your objective maybe for sorry about that, for everything might be, as far as your digital side, you might say, I want to add 200. Let's just make it easy. Let's split it down the middle. I want to add 250 people digitally. So there's your objective there. Now, your tactics will be reminding people to sign up on your newsletter across all your social media platforms, having maybe a pop up on your website for when people are getting ready to leave. It comes up saying, hey, you want to sign up for our newsletter? And just constant reminders of people to do that. Maybe when you do send out your newsletter, have people remind people to share it so maybe their friends will subscribe to the newsletter. So then you're building up on trying to get that number. And you'll have to massage how you do things, the amount of stuff that you're going to have to do in each channel, because you might discover, oh man, I'm really pushing it on Twitter, but it's not working at this time of day and this time of day and all that. So maybe adjust the times of day. You got to play with that. But that's again your strategy for digital, your objectives and your tactics. Now let's look at the in real life example. You might say, okay, so maybe our objective is to network a lot more. Or maybe another objective might be sponsorships. So let's take networking and sponsorships. Here's a little trick I've learned as far as tactics are concerned. Let's say you're at a networking event or you're part of a networking group and everything, and you're talking to people, you strike up a conversation, and towards the end of the conversation, you just say to them, hey, do you mind if I sign you up for our newsletter? They'll be so thrown off by that question, either because most people just slam them into their newsletters anyway, whether they should or shouldn't, or whether they even asked about it, or because they're just shocked that somebody actually asked. But most of the time, I've gotten a yes by just asking if somebody will let me sign them up for our newsletter. So that's a really good thing. You could also say, okay, our objective is to do more sponsorships. Tactics would be you're at this event. If you're sponsoring, chances are you have a table. And so you might have a little door prize or something. People leave their business card and you leave a little sign up there that says, if you put your business card in here, we're going to add you to the newsletter, but here's what you might be able to win. And, like little tricks like that, little things to help pump up your newsletter subscription. So that's kind of how you would set up your strategies to meet your goals and set up your objectives to hit your strategies and the tactics to hit the objectives. It's really fun. It's like it gets me all geeked when I'm trying to reverse engineer and trying to help entrepreneurs figure out their problems in this way. It just gets me fired up. I'm all like a kid, candy store, or maybe I'm more like a Dave in a pizza store. I don't know. I do loves me my pizza. Anyway, everybody, if you have any questions, make sure and comment below. Please subscribe to this bad boy. I think that we're firing off some really good information, and I think people need to know about it. So make sure and also share, like, do what you got to do to help spread this word, because we're here to help a whole lot of entrepreneurs, and we can't do that if you guys don't help us get that word to them. So that's it. Everybody have a fantastic Mayniax Monday. Don't get too crazy. Watch the pizza cravings. And as always, stay gutsy, gang.